Good afternoon, and welcome to the meeting of the Glenn County Board of Assessors. I will call the meeting to order and declare that we have a quorum of 3 of 5 members present. Our first order of business is the approval of minutes of the past meeting dated October 24th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from Thursday, October 24.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any changes or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, that is approved. Next, we have Chief Appraiser Matters. I'll turn it over to Mr. Glisson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ron Glisson, Chief Appraiser with the Glenn County Property Appraisal Office. So, item number 1 is the 2025 digest timeline. Just wanted to go over a few pertinent dates and give you an idea of what to expect going forward. So the first item, the official item of the 2025 digest is December 19th. At our next meeting, we will present the pre-built mobile home digest. So that'll be the first item. And then some other dates that I think are important. We'll have appeal season should be done. Our goal is 12/31/24. We're going to try to have those done. I think we can meet that deadline before the end of the year. If you recall, last year the appeal season drifted into March, which really disrupted some of our inflationary work. So this year we're well ahead of that, which I give a lot of thanks to Felicia Collins with the Clerk of Superior Court's office. Done a great job for us. Also, we're going to continue to pick up growth, and the deadline for that generally is at the last day of January 31st of 25. Hope to have all the growth into the system, which will set the table for inflationary, which is the big ticket item of the digest. So we'll work the sales data, which Gene from GIS has mentioned that they are up to date with all the sales data. We generally will have requests that they have all the sales entered by January 31st, so that we typically will start our inflationary work on February 1st. So as of now, everything looks good. We're on schedule and hope to have a good sales ratio year. And we'll work the inflationary sales ratio studies through April 25th, and that's when we'll shut our system down and prepare to get the numbers information to the printer for the assessment notices. So this year, for the 25 digest, our assessment notices, we're targeting May 23rd, and that's the date that our assessment notices. And then that will start a 45-day window, which you have appeal rights for, and we'll start that process over again. So let's see if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much covers all the highlights on that, but just wanted to make y'all aware. Now, we will bring a few wrinkles that we started last year. We're going to do the before ratios. We'll bring those probably the second meeting in January. I know after the first meeting of the year, we'll the Board of Assessors, y'all will elect a chairman, and then we'll also have a calendar out that hopefully y'all will approve. And so the second meeting in January, we'll bring all the before ratios as we lead into the first week of revals. So just to let y'all know where we're at and where we're trying to get to. So
You want to update us? I mean, we talked about the mobile home or the pre-built digest and possibly needing to move our 19th meeting back.
Yeah, it looks like I talked to staff as recent as today. It looks like we may need about 10 extra days, but what we're going to do is, since our next meeting is on schedule for January or December 19th, I think it might be best to wait about 3 weeks and let's see where we're at, see how close we are. I don't want to change the meeting if we don't need to. So I want to stick with the original schedule. And I'll probably reach out to you sometime first week of December to say, hey, we are either good or not good based on where we're at. That probably December 7th. So, but expecting a pretty good digest year, and hope to try to be as accurate as possible, which is our ultimate goal. So, but that'll conclude the chief, unless there's any questions that I can try to answer. that'll conclude the chief appraiser matters.
Well, I do have one more thing to tell everyone today about our chief. I guess he is soon to celebrate 25 years of service in Glenn County. So we want to give you a thank you.
Here.
And tell you we appreciate your service. And you're a good man for sticking around for 25 years. So.
I appreciate the kind words, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Well, we will now move on to the consent agenda, which has 3 items. At this time, I'll ask if anyone has any reason to remove any of the 3 items. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve consent agenda items 1, 2, and 3.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Now we'll move on to old business. The first item is the true roll. I attended, along with Mr. Lane, the Finance Committee meeting last week, and I'm happy to say that it was part of their consent agenda and was approved without any question. And so I guess my only question is, when will it be implemented? I guess it still needs to be approved by the county commission.
Yeah,
correct?
once it's approved by the county commission, it's done. So the first meeting in December,
Okay.
and then it'll be done. And they've already hedged the fact that it would be approved. They're already in the system trying to get a head start, because timing is definitely of the essence with this. We'll have to go through, there's 17,700, give or take, homesteads in the digest of 50,000 real property parcels. About a third of them have homestead. So we expect a pretty decent number to, there's to be a lot of slam dunk saying, okay, we know for sure all the criteria, we're going to pull this homestead off. And then give them recourse through the assessment notice period, the 45-day window, to dispute that. But there's going to be a lot of those that are going to take staff. We're going to have to work to investigate a little further. And those, I'm happy that we're getting a jump on it, because we're not going to have a lot of time to really, we're going to have to really push the envelope to get everything done that we need to get done. And so that's going to be our goal, but we'll see how I keep y'all abreast of where we're at in the process. But as soon as the Board of Commissioners, then that brings closure, then we can go ahead and they'll cut a check, and then we move forward with the product. But they're already in the system waiting on that.
And so once that is approved, how long before you can start the identification process?
He said within a week,
In a week.
they'll have the information to us.
And will, like, each appraiser, if it's in their particular area, they'll handle the research of that, or is it going to be?
Yeah, probably.
Like one person?
Yeah, I don't want to stop the. I tell you, the appraisers are so busy right now with growth, and then appeals, inflationary portion, they're going to be busy. So we may look elsewhere on staff. We may look elsewhere.
Okay.
But we'll figure that out. I have some ideas on it now, but I haven't made it public yet with staff. So we'll see where we are. But we're going to start, and it's going to be a team effort.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any questions regarding True Roll? All right. Next on the agenda is the live streaming of our meetings. As you probably remember, it was a point of discussion last meeting, and I was able to speak with one of our commissioners after the Finance Committee meeting last week, and just express, what concerns were brought forward. He said he would discuss it with some others, but transparency is something that this particular commission is very adamant about, keeping, as much transparency in government as possible. So the likelihood of them saying that they are okay with it, I mean, ultimately it's our decision whether or not to live stream the meetings. But I can tell you that, I think it's, if it comes as a request from the county commission, I think it's something that we should all consider. And so that's just my personal opinion. But and transparency is never bad. I know that there were some people at, what meeting was it last week?
Finance Committee?
Maybe the week before, several staff members that had discussed it with some other counties and other areas.
Oh, the short course in, Callaway, yeah.
Callaway
Yeah.
Gardens. So, you know, I mean, we've got some feedback the way some other counties are doing it, and you know, we're going to take that all into consideration. But at this point, it's my opinion that we should probably just continue for now with the live streaming until we get word back from the county commission one way or the other. So that's all I have on that, and I'll answer any questions if there are any. Okay. All right. Is there any other old business to be brought forward? Under chairman, board member items, and new business, I guess it could fall under old business. I met with staff for a few minutes before this meeting discussing how the spreadsheets are being presented, and there's really a lot of limitations that staff can't do as far as making any changes to the way they're presented. I mean, I don't particularly care for it. I prefer the old system because it was much easier to understand. But we did discuss, you know, again, having bullet points on items that may be questionable, or, you know, there is not enough room to explain what you're actually looking at. You know, most of your appeals that are just being pushed to the Board of Equalization, there's really no need for a bullet point on each one of those. But you know, some of the things that are on those spreadsheets can be a little bit difficult to understand, and there are no addresses, which makes it a little bit harder. You have to look it up by parcel, but you can do that on the GIS pretty easily. But you know, we are going to work on you know, improving it and eliminating, you know, as many questions as possible prior to the meeting. I also spoke with Arian regarding the agenda, and instead of having the agenda broken out, you know, with agenda minutes and then the different spreadsheets, have it in one document that we can post online. So if someone is watching the meeting online, they're able to pull up that agenda and kind of follow along with us, you know, based on you know, what they're able to see, and that would eliminate the need for any visual aids on the screens that we have here. And you know, I mean, I guess it would make it more easy to follow, you know, what it is that we're talking about, because it can be a little bit difficult to follow. I agree with that. So we are working on that. I can't promise that we're going to have a wonderful solution because of the software limitations. But however, we're going to make it, you know, as presentable and easily understandable as possible moving forward. So, and again, if you have recommendations regarding that, more than happy to hear them. Or if you want to email me or Ron or one of the staff, you know, something that, you know, a recommendation that you have, feel free to do so. All right. Is there anything else under board member items?
I think so.
Does anyone have a need for an executive session? Hearing none, I'll declare us adjourned.